Hello.
Back, friends.
We're back.
I say welcome back as if our listeners are who left us instead of us
Right.
completely ghosting them.
Yeah.
Um, our last episode was 2 hours long, though. So
Yeah.
I feel like we left them with plenty to listen
Yeah.
to.
We had much to digest.
Yes. Today I'm going to put a timer on my phone so that we don't talk for more than 45 minutes max.
Max.
But it has been a while, so we have some updates to do.
Was the last time were we was I in Portland? Was that our last?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked for 2 hours.
We talked for 2 hours and
But
then
we talked for more than 2 hours because I edited it and it was still 2 hours long at the end.
so the next day, the very next day was when I ended up being hospitalized with all my health issues, and then that's when we took a huge break because I decided to blow up my organs or whatever I decided to do. I don't know.
Yeah, Hannah decided that it's been too long since she's been dramatic,
Yeah.
and decided that she would have even though it was literally just she had eye surgery, and then it was,
Yeah.
like, a whole week, and she was like, "I need attention again."
Right?
No, I'm just kidding. No, it
I
was really terrible,
just
guys. It
felt
was a
I
bad time.
felt like the eye surgery went too well.
Right.
So I needed to up the ante.
Yeah, there was no drama with the eye surgery, so
Mm-mm.
I yes, but,
And
you're doing
then the holidays happened,
yes.
and then we got sick.
Yep, I had COVID.
Yeah,
I'm recovering from COVID today, so if I start coughing or sound nasally, that's why.
yeah. I just have a cold. It's just runny nose.
Yeah.
But I have a deviated septum, so it sounds like I'm talking like this.
Yeah, it actually doesn't sound that bad on my end.
It's very cloudy in my head when I talk. Like I could hear it
Oh,
deep
I
in my
hate that.
ears.
I
Yeah.
hate
I sound like I'm echoing.
yeah, like, you feel like you can't hear and then everything it just sounds like you're plugging your own ears.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's how it
Yeah.
was for me the most of this week.
So you and I, because of life, haven't talked a whole ton. So
Mhm.
this is
You have more to fill me in on than I do for you
this is
because you
true.
have major health issues that
Mhm.
you've been dealing with, and now you have a I forgot about that already.
It
Okay,
doesn't do that for me ever.
weird, I don't know why.
Hmm.
Anyway, so you have major health stuff
Yeah.
and life changes.
Life changes. As you could see, I'm in my closet because everything else is packed.
Yeah.
I'm moving.
Oh, she's moving, guys.
I'm moving away.
Dude.
So, dude, I mean, the stress of moving. You've moved thrice? Yes?
Uh, I've moved Idaho I'm gonna do it again. Idaho to Tennessee,
Mhm.
Tennessee to North Carolina.
Mhm. North Carolina, Ohio.
In Tennessee, we moved twice. So from an apartment to a townhome,
You moved
to North
twice and
Carolina, to our house we built in North Carolina,
yeah.
then to Cleveland. So we've moved 4 times. Well, no, we've moved more than 4 times, but
Yeah.
we've lived in 3 different states in the last
Awful.
10 years.
Awful. I'm doing this and thinking this is the worst.
Yeah. Hey, Tucker, can you shut your mouth hole? Thanks. Stupid animal. Yeah, moving. Holy shit, Hannah. I cannot
I know. Trust me, I know.
I was talking to my dad and then because he was here for
Uh-huh.
like 3 weeks, and then I was talking to my sisters-in-law and trying to figure out when we're gonna come visit in the summertime. Um, and
Don't
I was
worry,
talking
I'll be
about
here.
when we need to come because I was like, well, last year it was like bad timing, I think, that there was like way too much stuff going on
Yeah.
and that it's stuff that always happens every year. So like we will avoid probably that first week of August. Um, And then I was like, and then I need to figure out, like, make sure Hannah's going to be in town. And then I like paused because at first I was thinking in town because you might go visit family somewhere.
Yeah.
And I
No.
remembered, no, I have to make sure she'll be in town to visit me because she won't live there anymore. And then I had to take a moment because I was going to have a mentee bee. And then
Yeah.
my father, I might have to clip this part out because he might not want me sharing with the whole world, but my father has started talking about selling his house.
Oh yeah, he mentioned a tent on a beach somewhere.
Okay. Well, he didn't mention that to me, but he mentioned selling that house, the house that I grew up in my whole
Mhm.
life, to go get himself a smaller place and have some money in his pocket, which for his benefit makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And I support it, except for the fact that I hate it.
Yeah.
I
You're
hate that
like,
idea.
sorry, that house has to stay in the family forever.
Right, like, I'm pissed that I can't just buy it. It's the same thing
Uh-huh.
with your house. I hate that I can't just be like, "No, no. Here,
Mhm.
dad, have the money you need," but then I still also get to keep the house.
Right.
But he has, like, a whole plan for, like, being able to leave each of his kids a certain amount of money, and, like, he feels the only way he
Blah
can get
blah
that
blah.
is selling the house. I know, and I'm like, "Come on. I don't even care about your money. I just want that house."
I know.
So, that's super depressing and sad to think about, and I was thinking about this morning, with you moving and the possibility of my dad's whole life looking different in the next couple of years, and then also us wanting to move there in the
Yeah.
next couple of years. I'm like, I feel like I'm building everything up so high in my head of what our life is gonna look like, and we're
And
gonna
it's
get
totally
there and
different.
be completely let down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And, like, we've been
I had an itch in my nose.
okay.
I'm like, tootsie, tootsie, tootsies.
We have already talked about how we both pick our noses, so I think
I
it's fine.
know. But it was yeah. I was gonna be like
Let me just
yeah,
anyways, yeah, so I'm feeling like I'm having a midlife crisis
right?
or, like, existential crisis or whatever kind of
Like
crisis we have.
nothing is what I planned for it to be.
Right, my life looks nothing like what I expected it to when I was thinking of my life when I was younger, for
Yeah.
one, and then planning our life future-wise,
Looks nothing.
yeah, it already looks nothing like what I expected even a year ago.
Yeah.
And then because it's still at least 2 years before we move there, it could probably change night and day again
I
between now
know.
and then. Like, now I'm like, "Okay, then we're not gonna move to Idaho, we'll just go find whatever job will pay us the most money, wherever that is,
Right?
we'll go move there." Because if we're
Oh,
the only
that's a
ones who
thing.
care.
That's a thing that's different too. You got a job and you
Oh,
started.
that's true. "Hey, guys, I'm employed."
Woo!
I have been there for 3 weeks, so that's pretty cool.
We also still are wondering, is it a moral issue to sell feet pics on
You
OnlyFans?
know, honestly, at this point, I don't think I care about the morality. I think I'm gonna do it. I told my dad he could do it too, because you can make a lot of money. Forget selling the house, just sell pictures of your feet. Or
Men's feet are gross though.
men's feet. Yeah, they are. But people have weird fetishes. People could want nasty, gross looking feet, hobbit feet,
No.
you
Ugh.
know? It's a
I
thing.
just think about my husband's feet.
I know, mine too. Literal, like, hobbit feet.
Do the
Oh,
eagles have large talons? Oh, the chickens. Do the chickens have large talons?
chickens
My
have little
husband's talons are not nice.
I
I'm like,
know.
when have you last clipped those? And he was like, I broke the clippers.
Golly, go get them professionally done. They'll bust
Mhm.
out the sander.
He cannot have a speed touch though.
Mm.
Like I could barely clip them. Like it freaks him out. He like has this weird thing where like he doesn't like the feeling of his toes spreading.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You should put one of those, nail polish toe separators
Right?
on him,
Well, and
like,
then there's me who doesn't like their toes touching. I don't know. Oh
you
man, now I thought of it.
I was just gonna say, wait for her freak out, wait for
Uh,
it.
My toes are literally wiggling like this now, like,
Oh my goodness
uh,
gracious.
I remember one year when I finally released this inner turmoil of my toes touching, I got so many pairs of those toe socks, and everyone was like, "Merry Christmas!" I was like, "I got a lot of toe socks now."
Do those even help you?
I don't like them because there's a more friction because you have 2 toes that are covered in a sock rubbing against each
I
other. I'm
was
like,
just gonna say,
"Mm."
for me, I hate toe socks
Yeah,
because it, like, makes me hyper aware
yes.
of
So
my
I'm
toes.
even more of a freak with those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
It was a thought that counts.
Yeah, that's very nice of people.
Yeah. So those toe separators that they put on, I'm like, "Yes."
Oh my goodness gracious, that's funny.
Hmm. Is
So,
this
what
an
else?
annoying sound?
What?
Is that an annoying sound? Because I feel like it's annoying.
A little bit, but it's okay. We'll forgive you because you're sick,
That's okay.
right,
I don't need
people?
it.
It's okay, I don't need it.
Ricola.
What's your favorite brand? Is it Ricola?
Yeah.
Really? I think I like Halls more.
I'm not into the, like, super strong mentholiness of certain, like, cough drops.
Yeah, I have to do, like, cherry flavor or, like,
Yeah.
berry. I can't do, like, the honey lemon because I feel like
No.
that's such a strong, intense flavor, and then, like, just the plain menthol, I don't know how people do
Yeah.
that.
I like just the plain, regular Ricolas.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Well,
the plain ones.
yeah. Sorry, I'm looking through, like, my little notes app thing of, like,
That was a lot of
topic
notes.
topics for the podcast, and we've done most of them already.
Oh, look at us.
Um, but yeah, in fact, I think we've done all of them.
Oh, look at
So I
us.
haven't added any new ones because I've been busy.
We've been busy.
So
My whole
sorry
my
about
whole
it.
life is chaos at the moment. That's why I'm in my closet because my desk is already in the garage. Like, all my stuff is packed. So,
I just got like a topsy-turvy tummy feeling.
you know what's weird is I'm in, like, everyone's like, "Oh my god, are you sad? Like, how do you feel?" I feel nothing.
I
I feel
feel
absolutely nothing. Like, I'm not excited, I'm not sad, I'm not nervous, nothing, and I think it's because I'm in, like, this I've gotta get my house listed, I'm in, like, this survival mode of pack, do this, do this, do this, do this, so I think once the house is listed and I'm actively house hunting and, like, flying over and whatnot and, like, looking at stuff, I think that I'm gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is real." But right now, nothing kinda feels real, I just feel like I have to get stuff done as
yeah,
fast
like,
as I can.
when you start shopping for houses and stuff and doing walkthroughs and whatnot, that's gonna be like,
Like,
"Oh, this
we
I'm
did
actually going to live here."
right? We did look at houses when I was there that last time, but I had been in the ER till 2 a.m. that morning, and then we went and looked at houses, and the whole time I was in, like, this fog and, like, trying not to throw up, and I was just, like, looking at these houses like, "Uh-huh. Yeah, this is great. Yeah,
Are
like,
any of them still available?
yeah." I'm just like, "What?"
Are any of them still available?
Um, so some of the ones that we looked at, I'm glad we looked at them because I could very quickly mark them off the list of nope. Um, we looked in a few areas that are more out in the country, which we want that anyways, but these ones, like, they're still on the market for a reason. One of them, it looks so beautiful on a hill, it had enough property to put a shop on it, and then we got up onto said hill, and it literally overlooked like a junkyard, like
Oh.
a literal junkyard. And I was
Womp,
like,
womp.
"No." Another one, we drove at night to just go look at the area, so it was super dark and rainy, and I was like, "I would be scared to live out here." Like, we could barely find the house, and I was like, "Nope. No, 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 no." Like, it was in windy hills, like, I was like, this is not for me."
Not
So we got like, I think more or less we narrowed down the areas that we liked the most last time.
okay. Well,
So
that's good.
now we like have like the cities and towns and stuff that we want to look in more.
Yeah.
So, which is outside of Portland itself because Portland is crazy
Yeah.
town.
Portland is like the next LA.
Yes, 100%. Like I feel safer in downtown Seattle than I think I do in Portland now. Like
Really?
yeah, downtown Seattle, I was just there, it was fine. They totally cleaned it up. I mean,
Interesting.
don't be crazy, not total, but it wasn't as bad. Um I guess I can't say much about downtown Portland because I haven't been in downtown Portland in a long time. The people I know who have been in downtown downtown Portland as of recently were like, eek. So
Man.
I know when I told people that we're going to the Portland area, everyone's like, "You're gonna move to Portland?" I'm like, "Not legitimately Portland, but."
Yeah, when I was looking for jobs, there were a bunch in Seattle,
Mhm.
and I was like, I would never live there though. Like that
No,
freaks me out.
I wouldn't live in Seattle ever.
Well, I don't really want to live in the entire state of Washington
Well, yeah,
or
dude,
Oregon
dude.
or California.
So, we were in like the Seattle area for Christmas, and it was after Christmas, but it was Christmas with that side of the family. And one of Matt's uncles was saying how his car, his wife's car, and their motorcycle is $800 a year to register. And I was like, "Ugh." I
In
know, like
Portland.
no, in Seattle,
Oh, in Seattle. Okay.
in Seattle area. I mean, California is even worse. Like my mom said that even back when they lived there, which was a long time ago, it was like $600 a year for one car. I'm like, I could not.
Yikes.
What are you doing?
Sorry. I got an email, so I was just making sure it wasn't anything important.
I'm important.
Sorry.
Rude.
I'm trying to find a new doctor, so I reached out to a bunch of different places, three. Um, the
Oh, I
naturopath.
have to do all of that.
Yep, you sure do.
But
But
a
I
lot
have
of them don't
insurance
like
now.
me.
What?
Well, that's good.
What did you
Like
say?
some doctors, they'll look at like my file and they're like, "Yeah, we're not willing to take that on right now."
You're too extreme of a case.
Yeah.
We'd rather not.
Yeah, it's rough.
Um, yeah. Well, I'm trying to find not a Cleveland Clinic doctor, but that's like almost my only option. There's like three different hospital conglomerates, I
Yeah.
guess. There's Cleveland Clinic, there's University Hospitals, and then there's Metro Health. And those are like the only doctors I can find, and none of them, or at least none of them advertise that they're like a naturopath or holistic. So I'm trying to find one
You have to
and
go on the dark web.
right. So I found like three naturopaths and I emailed them all asking if they take my insurance and if they're accepting new patients. And I just got a response that one of them is accepting new patients, but she doesn't do insurance at all. So I don't know how that works.
I have a naturopath and I have to pay completely out of pocket.
But can you go back to your insurance and be like, I went to this doctor, but they don't take insurance. So you
I don't think so.
like how that's so
A
weird.
lot of naturopaths are kind of just their own entity, so they don't take a lot of insurances.
Yeah.
They're not horribly priced though. They're not like, $800 a visit. Oh, it went away. Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon.
Look at the light. We'll make it.
Anyways,
Anyways, yeah. So that's what
oh,
the email
that
was.
sucks. Well, I'm gonna try my hardest to just keep my doctor. Um,
Visit for your doctor's appointments.
yeah, I think I'll just make doctor's appointments when I need them and then just come home.
Yep.
Well, home-ish. So I'll have to visit often. It's fine. I'm
Yeah.
keeping my hairdresser, so
Oh, speaking of hairdresser, did my niece reach out to you or did
uh,
my sister-in-law?
your sister-in-law did.
Okay,
We are working on these things.
good.
Yep.
I
Now I
told
sound
her,
even more congested because I didn't sneeze.
yeah. Um, that is such a good feeling though, isn't it? You sneeze and then all of a sudden your sinuses clear a little bit and you're
Hmm.
like for like 2 minutes and then it's back.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so I have a job and also our 16-year-old has his first job.
Which is so crazy to me. He was just a BB.
I know. It's crazy. So that's enough on that subject. Sorry, all I have to say is being a step parent and or a parent that has to share a child with another human being is for the birds.
Yes.
F that.
Well, it's just hard when not everybody is on the same page about the child's needs being met and the child what's best for the child.
Long term, not just right
Yeah.
this second.
Yes.
Yeah, so PSA to any single people, don't just keep it easy and don't get involved with people who have children with other people. That's my word of advice.
Well, unfortunately, our age group, pretty much everybody has a kid. So,
Yeah, and that's fine. Just be prepared to be single forever
yeah.
once you have a kid with
It's
somebody
so
else and
crazy
they
to
don't.
me. It's so crazy to me. I had a group of friends. I don't see them very often anymore. But in that group, there was two ladies. One was the stepmom and one was the mom. And they're besties.
Dude, I just listened to a true crime episode. It's a very well-known one. What was her name? It was the girl who was just like Jodi Arias, but it wasn't Jodi Arias.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Jodi Arias is?
No.
Hannah. Oh my word.
Oh no.
Okay, well, I'm going to send you documentaries on both of these
Okay.
cases so you can watch them.
Okay.
Anyways, um it the crime doesn't matter. It's just about the parents cuz the one of the victims of this case or the only victim of this case, he was raised by his mother and his stepdad and his dad and his stepmom and they were all like best friends.
Okay.
Like his whole life, he had all four parents and they were always on the same page and they all loved each other. And like through his death, they all stayed close and together, even though that child that bonded them was no longer around. Like that is a unicorn of a situation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I
Well,
would
it
have
was so
loved
funny
for it to be that way.
watching these two moms was baffling to me because of just like watching other divorce situations that I know of. Um and it's like the thing was is that it didn't work out with their spouses, but the thing is that it's not about their situation anymore. It's about the child
Yep.
and raising the child or children. And like it was so funny because the daughter of these two um didn't get away with shit.
Yeah.
Like the stepmom was like, "Hey, like she's asking if she could go do this, but I had told her no, and it was our days when we have her." And she was like, "Is that something that you're letting her do?" She goes, "Absolutely not." And I already told her she couldn't do it. And she was like, "Okay." So that's what I said, it's like this girl can't get away with anything.
Awesome.
But
That's a
it's like
big deal.
yes, and that's I mean, that's how it should be. It's like and I know a lot, it's like the parents will remain cordial and like work on things well until they get new spouses. And then it's like this weird dynamics shift where like either the new spouse doesn't like how well they're working together. They don't like, hey, I don't want my wife talking with her ex-husband this much.
Mm,
Sorry, there's a kid involved,
right.
Or they go on this whole thing of like they kind of want to erase the other parent and pretend that like they don't exist anymore, and want this new family that they have. It's like, oh gosh, like, the dad's still around or the mom's still around. This really sucks. It's like you can't do it. This is what you signed up for.
Right.
Knock it off. It's not
Yep.
about you.
Right.
Stupid. You have
Yep.
so many words. It's okay. It's okay.
In 2026, I'll do a tell-all.
There you go. You should write a
In the
book.
meantime, I cannot. What?
You need to write a book.
Yeah, except for the only people who care is people who know us and what we've been through.
This is true.
I'm not famous, and neither is anybody involved, so
Yeah.
the
But
tell-all
still,
wouldn't do
the
much.
thing is that like your situation mirrors so many other divorce situations that I like, even just me. Like, I know two divorce couples that deal with the same thing, you know?
Yep,
Yours
yep.
annoys me more.
Me too.
Let me tell you, she can't say anything. I can't say anything. But the rage that I feel on her behalf sometimes, like, this isn't my situation at all. And
On my behalf.
yes, and I can't handle it. Like, you tell me, and I'm just like mad the rest of the day. And it's not even my situation, but I'm just like, gosh darn
Yeah.
it.
I
So
will be
sorry.
seeking therapy
I mean, honestly, I would
now
say
that I have
I
insurance.
half the time I want to seek therapy. I'd be like, so my friend is dealing with this.
My friend's going through a really hard time, and it's really affecting me.
Oh,
Oh, that's so funny.
that's the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah,
Well, we love the boy,
we do.
and that's all that matters.
He can be a little shit, but can't they all?
Yes, teenagers think
Yep.
they know everything.
I don't know why I just wanted to go, probably American.
Well, because I was quoting Sebastian from Little Mermaid, so.
Yeah. And we've been watching Finding Nemo on repeat in this house.
Oh,
So,
we love the Nemo around here.
humans, they think they own everything. Probably
Probably
American.
American.
So funny.
Yeah. So funny. So funny. Ugh.
Uh, I was gonna switch gears, and now I forget what I was going to switch to.
Oh.
Oh, in addition to me having a new job, my youngest is also now in daycare, and he hates every moment of it.
Oh, does he cry?
He cried for every single day for the first 2 weeks, and then last week and also on Monday before we tested positive for COVID, we dropped him off and then picked him up an hour later. But he did not cry when I dropped him off. But he did cry when we entered the parking lot. So like we pull into the parking lot and he immediately goes, "No, no school, no school." And then we get in and there's a sweet old lady. I think her name is Mary or Marie. And she's like, "Come on, let's snuggle." And so she'll like sit with him for the first few minutes every morning because he needs it, which is
If
very sweet.
if y'all saw this kid's face, your soul will be crushed.
Yeah, it's
I
so sad.
all I can picture his little cheeks and his oh god.
Yeah, it's terrible. And now he's been home for this whole week, so
So
I'm
he's
afraid
gonna be
that
so
next week
messed
is
up.
gonna be, like, all over again.
He's gonna be so messed up from it. Oh,
Yeah.
poor nugget.
One of these mornings this week, I went to get him out of bed, and I opened the door, and he goes, "Mama, no school." I was like, "Oh, no. Well, lucky for you, we're not going to school,
Yeah.
but next week you have to go back."
You're like, "You're right, no school
Today.
today."
Yeah. Yeah.
Aw,
So
that's
fun
hard.
times.
And then
Yeah.
you have my kids that were like, they didn't even want me picking them up from school. They were like, "We wanna ride the bus!" Like, get out of my life.
We're grown now, leave us
Yeah.
alone.
I would come to pick them up and they just throw themselves on the sidewalk and they were like, "No!" I'm like, "Come on!"
That's so funny. Grady feels that way about school too. He's always loved it, even
Yeah.
from, like, way back when.
Lucas begs me consistently to be homeschooled.
Oh, poor kid.
Well, he's going to be, so lucky for him. His dreams are coming true.
Are you for sure gonna do that or just for the time being?
For this upcoming school year, we will be homeschooling. And then the following year, we'll probably put him into a private school.
So the school year of 24 to 25,
Yes. Homeschool.
not just finishing 24.
Correct.
Got it.
Yep. So 24 to 25. And then the fall of 25, we'll possibly look into
See how
private
they're
school.
doing and whatnot.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah. I just, I want to keep my kids close first year while we figure out our lives. Yeah. Yeah, but
Man,
there was a private school we toured and we really liked it. We really did. It just might be a little bit too tight for our first year of like moving
yeah,
and like all the expenses and whatnot. So we just want to wait and see how we are financially, as well as like how we feel in the area and stuff before we are like, okay, let's put you in school.
yeah.
And all depending on what area we end up in, that school specifically might be too far away. So we'll see. We'll see.
Gotcha. Cool, cool.
It is -12 here. Wind chill -28.
Oh my word.
I'm in
What's
my
the word?
closet and my toes are frozen. And it is so windy out there. It is awful. I kind of want to do that trick where you like throw hot water in the air and see if it turns into like sparkles.
If you do that, please record it.
Okay, deal.
It's so cool. It's 44 here.
Lucky.
So, but on Sunday, it's supposed to drop down to 17
Ew.
and then
That is
stay in the teens
that
for
is so easy.
so easy.
Let's see. Tomorrow, the high the high will be 4. The low will be -13. Sunday, the high is 11. The low is -3. I mean, we're gonna get up to like 30 by Friday.
My dad is in Montana with my brother and sister-in-law and nephew for my nephew's wrestling tournament.
Yeah.
And he told me the night before they left, I think it was Thursday. No, it was Wednesday night. That the high there was going to be -8 as a high on one day, and then I think the next day the high was -14 or something like that.
Oh, this is saying it feels like -30.
Oh my word.
No thanks.
I don't remember more than maybe 1 or 2 years in the 20 years that I lived in Idaho, it getting that cold.
Yeah. This
No.
is like out of the norm. But also if you look around like Seattle and Portland both have like winter storm warnings and that's out of the norm, so
Yeah, we've been having, like, gale force winds and, like, extreme winds, but not any, like, crazy cold temperatures. But we get the lake effect, so, like, it feels a lot colder than it actually is a lot of the time, but it's still not in the negatives, so
yeah.
that's crazy.
We actually had a avalanche. Lookout Pass had an avalanche yesterday. And
Yesterday?
yeah, 3 people are missing as of right now. Um,
Ugh.
they had the Air Force came out in search and rescue, but I mean, last night up at the
Do, like, a hole or, like, an igloo kinda thing in the snow?
it
Doesn't
all
that
depends
protect
it
them a little
all
bit?
depends on how they were buried,
Yeah.
honestly, because if they were buried in, like, a pack, like, you have to be unburied, there's no way to really dig yourself out, you're, like, stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the probability of them surviving last night
Oh,
is
that's so
not.
sad.
Yeah, and Tahoe had a crazy one, so far 1 is dead. Tahoe had a crazy avalanche as well, so yeah.
Jeez Louise. I
Yeah,
feel like
it's
there was
even
something else that was, like, tragic that just recently happened.
oh, the freaking earthquake in Japan on New
Well,
Year's Day. That
I
was
don't think
crazy.
I don't even think I heard about that one. I think I was thinking of something in the US, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so like right before that, all of the like Pacific coast flooded and people were hurt with that. Like they had huge like 12-foot waves coming in, totally flooded. I mean all the way up to the Oregon coast, all the way down to San Diego, like just all flooded. There was a earthquake out in the ocean, I think is what caused that. And then right after that, 2 days later, Japan had a crazy earthquake, and that caused a few tsunamis. Um, I mean, heck, I was just in an earthquake that was like a 4 or something, and that was like, oh my god, I could not even fathom like a 7.8. Couldn't
Mm-mm.
even fathom that. Like, no thanks. Um, yeah, there's lots of. Oh, Florida had that tornado.
Nope, didn't hear about that either.
Oh my gosh, Florida had a tornado that was awful. I mean, there's been a bunch of tornadoes that have been freaking awful. And then I think there was a hurricane too, if I can recall, but
The Lord is coming.
yeah, it's the weather is crazy. The weather
Yeah,
is not happy, but
please.
yeah, the winds are crazy right now. They're so crazy. It sounds like thunder almost outside. The
Nice.
schools, it's so funny. We had a snow day on a day that really probably didn't need to be a snow day. And then yesterday there was school and the weather was awful. And then today they're like, it's going to be like negative temperatures, really high winds. Like, if you don't want your kids to come, just don't send them. We'll be open. Like,
Okay.
okay. Do you know? Oh my gosh.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. Um, so one of the school districts, I'm not going to like say which one just because it narrows a lot of things down, but one of the actual districts is Monday through Thursday now. They don't have school on Fridays. Public school. One of the districts. I'm like, what?
Text me which one it is.
Yeah, but like, dude, I just learned that today.
And
Because
why?
everyone's like, are they gonna close the schools today? And then they're like, well, this one's already closed. And I'm like, since when? Well, even so, some of them they changed their times because of COVID, right? They wanted the kids to leave at an earlier time, and then they were disinfecting the schools. You know, that took a certain amount of time, and then they come back the next day. They have changed the times back, so like the schools in my area, they're out at 1:30.
How
I'm
are
just
they
like,
getting any school done?
mm. Our schools are so messed up over here. They're so bad.
Great.
They're so
Another
bad.
reason not to move back there.
Yeah, our schools are not well.
They are not well.
They're not well.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, I don't remember what you went to because you were public and I was private, but we went to 3:30.
In high school, I think I was out at 2:20.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But what time did you start?
7.
Yeah, they start at like 8 something. And then they have late start Mondays, which those I don't think they start until like 9.
Great. Cool, cool, cool. Love that. Love that for our children.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for like being more efficient. If you can get more done in a day because you're being more focused or whatever, like that's fine with me.
It's
But
not
if you're
healthy.
not and things are not actually improving, then there's a problem.
Yeah. And the thing is now too is that like they're just passing kids even if they're failing just to get them through.
Yeah, which does nothing for them
No.
in the long run.
Uh-uh. No, it's pretty icky.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
That's why I'm okay with homeschooling while I fill out the area, you
Yeah.
know, just cuz it's the
Yep.
no bueno.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
Sure.
Well, We're coming up on 40 minutes. I'm kind of sad this wasn't a very funny episode, but it was an update,
We
a
don't
live
need to be
update.
funny. We don't need to be funny to capture our audience.
Don't we though?
I mean, we're both coming off of being sick and
Well, coming off of being
oh
sick.
hush. I need to blow my nose so bad. I'm like sitting here like keep it in.
That was something I experienced. This is going to be way TMI. I'm so sorry, but I have to tell Hannah.
Love to.
That was something weird with COVID this time around. Where like you know how like when you have a stuffed nose, you can like sometimes feel it draining from your
Yeah.
nostril when you blow your nose.
Uh-huh.
This was like the thickest
Oh.
mucus I have ever experienced, and I could feel it being super thick in my nostril and just being like, this is like I remember multiple times thinking, this is crazy how thick this is. Thick.
Gosh. The thought of like drowning in your own mucus.
Ew, gross.
Ugh.
Not a fan.
No, mine is very much runny.
Yeah.
And I would constantly just like have like a tissue shoved in my nose.
Yeah.
To, like,
that's how it started for me because I thought we just had a cold. I just had a cold. And I'd be like sitting at my desk at work because I have to go on site. That's the other thing with my job. And I'm sitting there, I know, womp womp. And just like typing away, and all of a sudden I feel like I have to grab a tissue really quick because it was just like boop, like a faucet.
Yeah. I don't like being ill.
No, not a fun time.
No, and the kids, they just bang it out so fast. They're like, I have a cold. 2 days, done.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll be over here for a week and a half. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. And husbands are no help when the kids are sick.
No, do not get me started on that because that would be a whole other 45 minutes.
Man flu. They're like, help me, I'm sick. And we're like, I'm sick too. Oh, you need me to make you dinner though? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to help with the kids? Okay.
Right.
Well,
Yep.
well, you and I both have the same thing. You rest.
You're probably much worse than me, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Totally.
oh yeah.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Oy. All right.
Women are powerful.
We are women.
We are.
Anyways, I have to go.
We push baby out.
Why is that like a caveman? We push baby out.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Put the cookie down.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I gotta go because this was my lunch break and I have to go back to work now.
Yay!
So thanks so much for taking the time. Sorry, friends, that we've been MIA. I honestly don't know that we will have a regular schedule going forward because of all of the things we've talked about in this episode.
Yes.
But we will bust them out for you when we can.
Yes, we will.
So
I think we should talk about murder next week. If we can do it next week.
I think we should too. We could do Jodi Arias.
There you go.
That would be so fun. We could do a whole episode that's just a true crime story, Jodi Arias.
Done.
I could probably quote all of the different things that are out there.
That's because you're crazy.
Yeah, well. Also, it's a very famous thing. It's like almost as famous as Casey Anthony.
Okay, but apparently not because I don't know.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I know. Especially because I love me some murder.
I know, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, well, thanks for listening. Everybody, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any of those podcast places, give us a 5-star review.
Please.
Share with your friends. On YouTube, engage, interact with us. On Instagram and TikTok as well.
You love topic ideas?
Yeah, the more interaction we get, the more our stuff is seen and heard. So please do that. And yeah, if you have topics that you want us to talk about, please put those in the comments as well.
Yes.
Because that would be so fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.